Memorial, and I've been asked today to give a short update on our sanctuary enhancement project. And so to do that, I briefly want to take us back to 2010. And those of you who were part of the community back then know that we were in desperate need of a new roof. And so we embarked upon quite an ambitious and in the end quite successful capital campaign. And because we were looking at doing the roof at that time, we said, what else is our community in need of? If we're going to go out and ask for money, what do we want to do? And there were really three pillars of that campaign. The first one was staffing our vision of teaching and preaching evolutionary Christian spirituality. The second was replenishing some of the new ministries funds. And those are the funds that help us do our work out in the community, like at First United. And the last pillar was restoring our sacred space. And that went far beyond replacing the roof. That was about taking this beautiful historic building and taking it to the next level. And I'm excited to say that at that capital campaign at that time, from about 2010 to 2013, we raised $700,000. And the reason we had to go out and raise those funds is, unfortunately, we're not able to invest in the capital and infrastructure of our community out of our regular givings. It's just not possible. We're not there yet in terms of the level of givings. And at the time, out of that $700,000, $366,000 was dedicated to improving our sacred space. So we fixed the roof, and we had $202,000 left. And so that was put aside to enact that vision. But there was a lot happening in our community, and there was nobody really to take up the charge of the work to really make our sanctuary what we want. But I'm excited to say that with Lonnie's arrival and Beth's arrival, we had the team to do that. And for probably the past 12 to 18 months, Lonnie and Beth have been working with the board and with some other dedicated volunteers in the community to make that vision a reality. So we have to vision it, we have to work with architects and plan it, and then we have to raise the capital to make it happen. So I'm going to just give you a little snippet on some of the things that are going to come with this beautiful sanctuary enhancement. So the first is we're going to have a new sound system. So I'm not a sound expert, but I've been told these speakers here are meant to be portable speakers for a dance or something like that. So we're going to have beautiful inline speakers that have many, many points of distribution, so it won't bounce off pillars, there won't be dead spots. We can actually put our soundboard all the way in the back and open up all of our pews. We're going to have new lighting, so with the touch of a button we can have the right mood for a celebration or a memorial service, a wedding, a special song in the service. We're going to have a screen that's going to come right from the pillars up high, so when we're not using it, we won't see it. But with the touch of a button, it will come down. We'll be able to see words of songs, beautiful imagery while we're preaching or singing. We'll be able to have guest speakers come through on a webcast or video link, and it'll be like they're here with us. We're going to open up this area here. We're going to keep the beautiful history. We're going to keep the wood, but we're going to open it up. We're going to make it wheelchair accessible. It's really, truly exciting what we're going to do. And Lonnie and Beth and the team have put together a plan and a budget that is going to take us to the next 20 years. And that budget's $230,000. So that leaves us $28,000 short. And so about 6 weeks ago, we kicked off a campaign to fund that gap between the $202,000 we have from the last capital campaign and the $230,000 needed. And I'm thrilled to be able to be the one to report that we've raised $16,000. Woohoo! So that's 24 different people and families giving, everywhere from $25 to $2,500. And so I also get the pleasure of thanking those of you who gave in the first capital campaign, those of you who've given in this sanctuary enhancement capital campaign, but let you know that we still have a bit to go. So our family, Byron and I, gave back in 2010, but that was a long time ago, and we need to fill the gap. So we've given again, as I know many of you have. And we have a lot of new faces here, a lot of people who weren't with us back in 2010 and weren't able to be part of that vision. So it's our challenge to close that gap before the end of June. We're going to be doing the sanctuary enhancements throughout the summer. And as a board and as the management of the church, we'd love to be able to say it's paid for before we start working. So our goal is to fill that gap by the end of June. This is where we worship. This is where we baptize our babies. This is where we honor the sacrament of marriage and celebrate the lives of those who've gone before us. We're evolving together in spirit in this community. And with this plan, we're evolving how and where we worship. Thank you for listening.